Welcome to the UFW podcast with your host, Big Ike Johnson.
Hey, Big Ike Johnson here from UFW Lifestyle. I'm going to teach you how to be unfuckwithable. To be unfuckwithable, you have to learn how to generate, use, and direct your own personal power.
The Midas Touch.
Ike here, Ike Johnson from UFW Lifestyle with another podcast. This week we're going to talk more about attraction, more about money, and go a little bit deeper into the two things from last week. One thing we talked about was the Midas Touch. King Midas had this golden touch where everything he touched turned to gold. But he was not happy. He couldn't eat. Even his beloved daughter turned to gold under his touch. I think that means this. What seemed to be gold that you really wanted may not make you happy. However, your deeper self can and will give you things that will make you happy. It will give those to you. You don't have to chase them. I think that's the key. The key is to surrender and not chase things. The more you chase, the more things will recede from you, and those things you do catch may not make you happy. Well, how do you do that? How do you surrender? Well, some folks can do it automatically. Some folks can just surrender and let go. Some of us need to be taught how to surrender. Let me tell you a story on how I learned to surrender. In my 30s, I was more of a corporate climber. I wanted to become an executive. So one job on the way to become an executive was director of IT meaning information technology, at a college. I got this job, I was director, but I really wasn't happy, so that may have led to me getting fired. So I got fired. It stung, I didn't like it, but it happened. Soon afterwards, I lost my cherished BMW. It got repossessed because I couldn't pay the car note. So there I was. No job, no car. And I was living in L.A. In L.A., people say you're known by the car you drive. So I was not well known at all. So what did I do? I got a job as an instructor because I wanted to become a better public speaker. And because I knew IT, I figured, well, how hard can it be? The hard part was getting to work. My office was 18 miles from my house. So I decided, I'll ride my bike. How hard can that be? Well, it turned out to be much harder than I thought because I had a mile-long hill to climb. The first few days, I had to get off my bike and push the bike up the hill. Yes, it was embarrassing, but more than that, it just took too much time to do that. So I thought, what could I do to gain more energy and lose enough weight to be able to get up that darn hill? I did this. I changed my diet. I changed my diet to eating an apple for breakfast and a salad for lunch every day of the week. Soon, I was able to run up those hills on that bike. To my amazement, I discovered that I had a lot of energy. So much so that I could even direct it mentally. I could direct it at people and cause them to turn around or come to me. I could attract more things into my life. Now, that sounds kind of contradictory, doesn't it? that I was attracting things to my life, but I was still happy. Why? Not only was I attracting things, I was also meditating. I wanted to relax because of the work stress, so I was doing these things. I was meditating. I was exercising. My bike riding took roughly 3.5 hours every day. I was also eating fresh, wholesome food. These things all together allowed me to become very calm and have a lot of energy. I say this because I realized to attract more things to you and to attract things more quickly, it takes energy. Einstein even said this: energy and matter are interchangeable. Everything is energy. By me having so much energy, I could attract more things to me. For me, that was the secret to the power of attraction. Yes, it's important to imagine. Yes, it's important to visualize. But I realized to make things happen much more quickly, you need to build up your power within. You need to build up also your power of intention, also called willpower. These things will attract more to you much more quickly. Yes, you don't need the willpower. Yes, you may not need as much energy, but if you want to attract things much more quickly, having the energy and the willpower will do that. So I say this: if you are working to attract more, if you are working to change your life, you may think about ways to change your energy and to cleanse your body. Now, for me, it was eating fresh, clean food. For some people, it's fasting. For other people, it may be purging your body through enemas or what have you. Now, no hate, no judgment, but the key here is to cleanse your body. Another key is, for me, was the power of will. By riding my bike every day, I also was able to exercise my willpower. And number 3, the deep breathing allowed me to draw more energy to myself. Now, I've studied yoga for several years, and there's one limb of yoga called pranayama. Pranayama is called the science of energy. A few techniques are deep breathing, and there are a number of strangest kind of yoga asanas or postures, but I found that the key there was the breathing. So, with me riding my bike every day, being outside, eating a very, very light, healthy diet, and also willing myself to get to work, I was able to gain energy very quickly that I could then turn into things that I wanted. Many people in the self-help business or ministers may not tell you that, because in business there's a saying: the customer is always right. So in business, you tend not to do things or say things that may tend to push people away from you. In churches and in the self-help profession, a lot of people won't tell you the hard facts. They may not tell you that to make it, to attract more, to gain more energy, you have to work. But if you look around you, the people who are gaining the most are the people putting the work in. In closing, if you want to attract more, build more energy. You'll be happier, you'll be healthier, you'll be richer, you'll have a greater life. Ike here, UFW Lifestyle saying, I look for you next week with another podcast. Bye now.
Touch, touch. Touch, 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 touch.
Thank you for listening to the UFW podcast with your host, Big Ike Johnson. Follow Big Ike Johnson at UFW Lifestyle on Instagram and Facebook. Find out more about the UFW Lifestyle online. Visit ufwlifestyle.com for tips and tools that will help you to start living a life that is truly unfuckwithable. Bye now.